I think I'm dying, Kyle. Hi, welcome to Atomic Radio Hour. I'm Vince. It's episode 185. Welcome to my show. How are you? I'm here with Kyle. Say hi, Kyle.
Hello.
How are you, pal? What's new? What's going on?
Much better.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You wanna fill everybody in? We'll just jump right into that.
Papa has been having a bit of an eye problem since
Kyle's
Thursday.
Blind. Kyle's blind, guys.
Thankfully not.
We got a GoFundMe going for Kyle. No, he's not. Thank God he's not. What happened?
Supposedly my eyes were dry and I rubbed it in my eye and it got like scratched up. I thought I was dying because I Googled everything and it was like, yeah, you're dying.
I didn't want to be that guy who was like, "Hey man, maybe don't Google things."
Yeah,
but like I know how
told me that
is.
too.
Yeah.
She even told me when I got checked because I just need eye drops and stuff like that to keep putting in. But I have some weird corneal dystrophy, whatever it's called.
Cool.
Which is what they really also. She didn't really tell me what it was. She said it was mild, and she's like, if you want to go home and look it up and just freak yourself out, you can if you wanted to, or something like sarcastically.
Really? And you were like, I've already done this.
Yeah. But
wow.
It doesn't make sense. It's super rare, like hereditary, and like we don't know if anybody ever had it. So it's like,
well, they always say it skips a generation.
Well,
diseases skip a generation.
Like, it's so like doesn't show symptoms until like maybe later years. So like, wow, no one really knew. Like she said, if I didn't come in and get checked for my scratch, I would have never knew.
Wow, that's what I was told about my ACL. Was that like when you tear your ACL, most people have just torn it and they don't know. And they don't know until like they're way older and they have arthritis in their knee.
Right. I don't know what it is. We looked it up and it's like 20 different types and it's like,
wow.
It mostly said if it's like gets bad, but it usually gets bad when you're like long older? Years late. Yeah. That I may need transplants, my cornea transplanted.
Wow.
Meaning dead person's cornea in my eye.
That's cool as shit.
Surgery, but
I'm super into that idea.
They told me it was mild. She didn't, if it was major, they would have probably, but I'm going back again. They want to just check again.
Wow.
But
how do you feel?
I mean, there's
not much you could really do.
Yeah, just like water my eyes. They can give me ointments and stuff like that.
Damn, Kyle.
But I'm hoping that it's like, no, they were just looking for like scratches. Maybe if they check again, they might, maybe if something was just off. But they said it's in both my eyes, so.
Is this going to impede your driving, or you playing video games, or watching a movie?
No, because looking up, it says like you can show no symptoms. Like nothing would, you know what I mean? Like,
oh wow, so like anybody could have it. Like I think I have pretty decent vision, and I could just have it.
Yeah,
dude, that's like having a little person. Yeah, like you could just have a little person as a kid, just because.
Yeah,
like you know what I mean. Like there's nothing that says like little people coming and going. Yeah. I don't know what I'm going to put for my background for your eye escapade, Maybe we'll just put people ice skating.
Sure. But,
yeah. That's wild, dude. But you're good now. You're healthy.
Yes, my eyes definitely getting better. They said it was healing on its own, so it wasn't like a super deep scratch. It was just like I rubbed my eye, it got scratched up.
Well, shit. Well, Kyle, I mean, while you were checking your eyes out, I I got to play Miles Morales.
Mm-hmm.
I really wanted to play Spider-Man 2018. I was telling the story a couple weeks ago. I bought 2 copies. Both my brother's broke. I gave him mine. I didn't know where the hell it is. It's 2,000 miles away from me. And no place around me. I went to 2 different GameStops. I went to 2 different Walmarts. I almost went to a Best Buy, but it was like a little too far to find a copy of Spider-Man. Nobody has them. Like this movie came out and everyone wanted to play it again. So I just said, screw it. I was going to wait till I got a PS5 and I bought Miles Morales. And let me tell you, it feels exactly like the first game, but I have some serious problems with this game. And I'm kind of saying serious in quotations. Miles does not have a Brooklyn accent, and it really bothers me.
Which is totally fine.
What do you mean?
I think that is such a cliche these days to have like, you're from New York to have a Brooklyn accent.
I mean, if you're born and raised in Brooklyn, I think you should talk the way the people talk.
True, but
no?
I think it's a cliche thing now where like so many people live in New York that's like different.
I'm with you. I get what you're saying.
Especially in this game where it has a lot of that in it.
Miles was born in Brooklyn. There was a chance that Miles and I were born in the same hospital. Miles lived there his entire life. Why is he not saying like balsamic vinegar? Like, what's going on? like Genki I can get. I don't know anything about Genki. What's up? No, but like, why doesn't like nobody's ordered a chopped cheese? You're in Harlem. Nobody's ordered a chopped cheese. Everybody's got Tim's on. Love it. I wasn't really looking for fitteds, but like, I don't know. Like, it's a good game. There was just like, I'm like, why doesn't Miles sound like the people he's representing? Like, nobody like Peter Parker, a Jewish dude from Queens, doesn't have a slight accent. He just sounds like a white man. Like, that's just the small little, like, problems that I have that don't mean anything, because go watch the Spider-Man movies. None of them sound like they're from Queens. None of them. I'll admit it. But I spend way more time with the characters in the game than I do in the movie. That's just me, though. I don't know. It's really fun. It's really cheesy. It's really corny. You can see everything coming from, like, a mile away, but that's kind of what Spider-Man is. Like, it is kind of cheesy, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
No?
I don't...
Kyle?
I guess? I'm not sure.
Like, if I want serious bad guys, at this point, I look at Batman. If I want an old man dressed up like a bird, I'm like, Spider-Man's my guy. You know what I mean? I don't know. I'm having a lot of fun with it, though. But if I never play a game with Troy Baker in it ever again, I'm completely fine with it. He's doing the Troy Baker thing, and I love Last of Us. There will be no Last of Us slander here on my page. I mean, if you don't like it, you don't like it. What are you going to do? But still, like, he just plays Troy Baker. And who's the other guy that I don't care for? Nolan North. Like, all these dudes just kind of, Matt Mercer, they just kind of play themselves.
It's so funny, though, how you hate Matt Mercer when you played, like, 3 games he's in, and he's never, like, any of those games he's not a main pro tag.
Dude, I've never taken McCready as my companion because he's voiced by Matt Mercer. Because I don't want to be hearing that for 40 hours.
You know, he played Robin in Arkham.
Did he really?
Yeah.
In which one?
All of them.
Get the fuck out of here. Really?
Yeah.
Dude, hold on. Back to Spider-Man quick. I'm playing it on a base level PS4. When the PS4 first came out. So, like, there is points where it'll just stop. The game will just stop like I'm crossing a bridge in GTA 3 from 20-something years ago. And, like, you just see every texture load in, all the voices and music stop, and then all of a sudden it just keeps... There was one time where it went... and just continued. Like, it made a noise. I thought my entire system was going to brick, and then kept going.
Like living in the past? You know, if you do come down, I should download it and...
I've played it. I've played it on my brother's.
Miles on PS5?
Yeah, that was like the first thing I ever played on PS5, but I just wanted to play Spider-Man again.
Gotcha.
And I said, screw it, I haven't played this one. Like, I've played the other one.
Okay.
But, like, yeah, dude, it's rough. It's rough.
I could only imagine, trust me.
But, dude, speaking of games that I bought, I've already bought, so I there's like a meme that I buy like 2 games a year. Also, I think we should all buy Red Faction Guerrilla. Because it's on PlayStation right now. It's on like everything, and it's you're like a communist uprising or something, or like you're taking down. I don't know. It seems really cool, dude. I played it when it first came out.
The priest,
like back in the day. Sorry,
it's there's a whole thing that it's in Saints Row lore.
Really,
like the whole company's Ultor or something like that. I forget what it is, but like.
But it's apparently multiplayer, and if it's like $30, if we could just pal around and blow buildings up, I think we'd have some fun.
I know it's on PS Now, but it's the remastered is on PS Now. Yeah,
remastered. But anyway, there's a joke that I have that I buy like 3 games a year, and I've already bought Miles. And Kyle, look what else I bought.
You got it?
I have it.
Oh, yeah.
So, all right.
For the audio-only homies, it's the Thing game on PS2, number 50.
The thing, dude, this was never played.
Really?
I'm like, the cover has some scratches, but the disc looks super clean, and the booklet looks like it's never been.
As someone who buys a lot of retro old games, those discs are so pristine and clean.
PS2 get discs?
Any.
Really?
Like any that I buy off like eBay and stuff like that are so clean.
Yeah.
There are no scratches on them.
No, there's nothing, dude. It looks like I bought it, like I went to a Best Buy and bought it today.
Yeah.
But okay, so you want to hear a funny story?
Yeah.
I didn't want to tell Kyle that I bought this. I wanted to surprise Kyle because he's a collector. This is one of my favorite movies. I know Kyle enjoys it. Kyle, it was one of your favorite movies of the year last year, right?
I think so, yeah. I had it down. Yeah.
So I don't remember the number, but I remember being there. So I told him, and then I got home. It was on a Friday. I got home from work, and it wasn't there. And I'm freaking the fuck out. I'm calling people. I'm going, where the fuck is this? Bring up the cameras. Where's my shit?
It turned into a dog. Turned into a dog.
Yeah, it turned into a dog and fucking scurried away and consumed my building. Like it was just this whole, like, I was pissed, and I'm calling FedEx. I'm like, where the fuck is my package? They're like,
this is an automated messaging system. If you have not received your package, leave a message and we'll get back to you in 5 to 7 business days.
And I'm like, not gonna work. Not gonna happen. I need my shit now. And I'm like yelling. So like I get a call on Monday and they're like, hey, who's the package from like my property? They're like, who's the package like addressed to? And I was like, it should be my name. And then I went, oh no, it's addressed to Garrett.
You might want to beep the last name.
No, I will. And they're like, okay, we'll come here and pick it up. So I like went after work to go get it. And I got there like, do you have other people living with you? I'm like, no. And they're like, okay, here's your package. And then like I left. So I like never use my real name when I buy things, which I guess is dumb now that I think about it. But like for a really long time, my name on all my packages was Wally Mack. Like just like the least known tunnel snake that nobody knows anything about except for me. Wally Mack. So like my parents would be like, hey, Wally Mack, you got a package. I'm like, oh, cool, thanks. I've been waiting for this set of dice or whatever I bought. So I didn't think anything of it. So I went and I picked it up. It's just addressed to Garrett.
Oh boy.
But yeah, dude, I have this, and I hate making promises that I'm gonna stream because like I promise I'm gonna do it. I might do it once and then I never do it again. But this is one thing that I want to stream really badly. Like John Carpenter has said this is a canon ending, like an additional ending. There's actually a quote from him on the back that says, this is one intense action horror game. You gotta play this one, man. It'll blast you against the wall. From John Carpenter. I want to play this. It's rated M for mature. Kyle.
Yes.
Kyle.
Mm-hmm.
You want to talk about... Okay, there's something I want to talk about quick. We'll get into the Blizzard thing in a minute, all right? Kyle, last year I wanted to read more, right?
Yeah.
And I've been sounding it out. The tips you've given me have helped. And I wanted to read. I read The Road and I read Bourdain's memoir, and I wanted to read classics. I want to read stuff that either inspired movies I loved or just American classics. So I kind of like got this thing in me, like this bug in me. Which apparently from everything that I've been described is a side of ADHD, that I hyperfixate on things, which is good, I guess. And there's a book, Kyle, that has bothered me since I've read it. And I read it about a decade ago, a little book by J.D. Salinger called Catcher in the Rye. Do you know the book I'm talking about, Kyle?
I do. I never read it, but I do.
Didn't you have the teacher, though? You and I had the same teacher.
Summary. Give me the back summary again.
A kid walks around Manhattan for 3 days because he's mad at the world.
I don't think so.
No, but you read Gatsby, right?
Yes.
It was that same teacher who I read Catcher in the Rye with.
We may have, but I blocked it out somehow.
All right, so here's the thing with Catcher in the Rye. I didn't read it. I listened to an audiobook. It's free on YouTube. It's like 6.5 hours long. I listened to half yesterday to half today, right? It's Wednesday. And I listened to it, and I'm getting, like, I remembered a lot of it. Like, I retained a lot of it. But then, like, I hated it when I read it as a kid, and I was like, why did I hate this? Like, the book is about a grumpy kid, an upset kid, who doesn't want to lose his innocence and complains for, like, 300 pages. That sounds like something I would love. That's all I did was complain.
The biography.
Exactly, yeah. So, like, I went...
When
and
that book
I
come
read, 51. I was 35 then. So I'm listening to the book and I'm like getting everything out of it, and then like it just ends and then it's over, and I'm like, why is this considered like an American classic? So I go online and I look up like all of these. You did read this. I remember you telling me you read this.
Remember.
Hold on.
Bits and pieces.
So I'm looking up like people reviewing it and talking about it, and dude, nobody had the same takeaway that I did. Nobody had anything close to what I took away from Catcher in the Rye. And yeah, it's a 70-something-year-old book. I get it. Maybe I'm not bringing anything new to the table, but every like synopsis and review and people talking about it on YouTube, nobody said what I got from it. The only thing I took away from Catcher in the Rye is the want to kill John Lennon. I want to fly to Manhattan and find John Lennon when he's with his wife. And I want to gun him down in the streets. I want to kill him while I sing Give Peace a Chance in irony as I shoot him in the face because he said give peace a chance, but he beat the shit out of his wife and then left his kids alone. John Lennon was a monster. Hey guys, it's Vince. Hey, just want to point out that last bit about killing John Lennon, that was a bit. It was a joke for comedy. And it sucks that I have to do this and I have to say something about that, but I did it as a joke for comedy. You know, like a funny man. Haha. Dude, part of me was like afraid that someone was going to see me watching this and be like, planning on killing John Lennon? Like, what you doing? Like, I want you to read it. Like, I want someone else. If you're in the Discord or join the Discord for this, please tell me what you think of this book or thought of this book. I know it's a book you're supposed to read when you're like 15. You're like, oh my God, I get Holden. I'm so upset and the world doesn't make sense and everybody's a phony. Everyone's so fake. And the only person who gets me is my 11-year-old sister. Like, I get it. Like, I get that you're supposed to be like an upset child when you read this book. But like, nobody got what I got, and I wasn't getting anything close to what anybody else was saying. Like, I mean, I was in the same ballpark, but no one like elaborated further. I don't know. Can I spoil a 70-year-old book?
Just be like spoiler warning and then just spoil it.
No, I mean, it's a 70-year-old book.
Sure. I mean,
I think the book is about how like sex is awful. Like sex is an evil thing that ruins your innocence. Like nobody picked up on the fact, like everything I read, nobody picked up on the fact that like towards the last few chapters of the book, he gets molested. Like nobody got this. Nobody picked it up. Please, if you've read this book, message me in the Discord. I want to talk to you about this book. Because like it's I don't know, maybe I got what I needed out of this book because I'm talking about it. The point I'm getting at is I read it. I also bought A Clockwork Orange and I also bought 1984. So I don't know. 1 + 1 = 3. Kyle, Blizzard.
Yes.
There's my rant on a 70-year-old book. Welcome to the Old Man Vince channel, where I host Atomic Radio Hour. Next week, I'm going to talk about the assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand and how that impacted the country. Blizzard got bought for how many million, Kyle? 70 what? Bananas? Pesos? G's?
$70.
70 billion? Kyle, that's almost 71 billion. God,
this was
damn.
Unexpected news.
Yeah, this is wild. Can you give me a little detail while I take a swiggity swag of this not wine?
So Microsoft bought Activision Blizzard.
I don't know if you sent it to me, but I heard Bobby Kotick was keeping his job. Now I heard he's losing it, so thank you.
Yeah, there's like Blizzard has also been secretly firing people behind the scenes.
Really?
Yeah.
Good for them.
But yeah, this is, this was out of left field.
Yeah. You know how much Disney bought Star Wars for?
Not sure.
$4 billion. You know how much Microsoft bought Bethesda for?
How much?
It was like $8 billion, $8 billion. They just spent 70. It was like 68 point. And I don't know how much of it is in stock and how much of it is in like liquid assets and cash and this and that.
Let me see if I can bring up.
But also, Kyle, I don't know if you heard, last year there was in the game sphere. So I listened to Sacred Symbols and they were talking about this. There was like 1,001 or 1,100. I forget the number. I'm dyslexic. I flip shit. There was that many acquisitions of other companies in gaming, right?
Yeah.
And all of the money that was passed around, I want to say it was like $600 billion or something. And like a sixth of that was done within the first 2 weeks of the new year because a company bought Zynga. Remember like Farmville?
Yeah.
No? The dog?
Yeah.
They made all those apps.
Facebook.
Facebook bought Zynga?
I think it wasn't. No, yeah, Farmville was Facebook thing.
Dude, they paid. No. It was on Facebook, but Zynga was the company that developed it. They sold to another company for like a stupid amount of money, and then this comes out of nowhere. So like, let me see the tweets you sent me.
So the sub studios that are also that been bought, is hold on, let me see if I can blow this up. Treyarch. Raven, High Moon,
Raven.
Enox, Sledgehammer, Infinity Ward, Demonware, Toys for Bob, and Activision Shanghai Studio and Solid State Studios are all like the sub studios that were part of Activision and Blizzard.
Tony Hawk Pro Skater, baby.
Yeah. Crash has a chance. Crash has a chance now. And Spyro.
Yeah. I mean, there's a bunch of stuff in here that you sent me, like. Everyone was reporting to Phil Spencer at this point. Like, they're going to put out... Dude, imagine Call of Duty only on Xbox. Imagine Call of Duty only on Xbox. I think what they're going to do, because WoW is in serious decline, is put WoW on Game Pass. And if they do, I'm playing WoW again. Because it's $15 a month. It was a fun world to play around in, but $15 a month is a lot. And you could pay $15 a month for Game Pass and get WoW and everything else. So why not? You know what I mean?
Some things are going to be Xbox exclusive.
I remember you sending me this, yeah.
But not everything. But they also said that they're going to take high responsibility of watching the studios so they can keep them up to par. Basically saying, like, if they step out of line or they have, like, people on there that, like...
It's time for Daddy's belt.
I think this is a good choice. I think
this is awful. I think it like long term this is a really bad thing because it's going to come down.
They would have been
with you.
They would have been
with you,
but like,
but still, you're going to have Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo making games, and it's going to be AAA games and indies, and that's it. You think you wait enough time between God of War, Horizon, The Last of Us, Grand Theft Auto, the Fallout games, Elder Scrolls, Starfield, all these games that get announced and then we don't hear hide nor hair of them for how fucking long? It's gonna get worse. Like
I
there's
don't think
dude,
so.
a game like Destroy All Humans could never come out today. Not because of like Destroy All Humans 2. No. I'm saying like as a brand new idea. And I'm not just saying because they like shit on communists and like they're super sexist and like they're very of the time of what was like crude and edgy humor. Like small studios like Pandemic would not exist today, because as soon as a small studio like that would be made, like a Toys for Bob where they're making quality like Crash and Tony Hawk, they get bought out and then say, now you're working on Call of Duty because we have to recoup the money that we just spent on you. I don't think this is good in the long run. I really don't. But hey,
I mean, Activision and Blizzard were really bad companies, and I think Microsoft is on a good path of like acquiring studios and being like, listen, you work on your games. We're going to support you. Like, hey, they make freaking Psychonauts 2 happen.
Yeah, I know.
They're like,
and I really hope we get a third.
We give you money, you work on your game, you make a good game. There.
You're not wrong, Kyle. You're not wrong. And I want to believe you. And I want to believe that that's going to happen. But like, there's like 7 companies that rule the world. We're heading towards dystopia, and it's not even the fun dystopia. Like, I was talking to somebody at work. Oh, dude, this guy I work with, you'd love this dude. We were talking about Sonic all the time. And like something happened where we were talking and someone's like, oh, hey, what are you guys talking about? Because he was like, I won't say nothing if you don't say nothing. And someone's like, what are you guys talking about? And I just flat out went, what Chris Chan did to his mother. And he's like, you can't say that out loud. And we talk about like the Sonic movie and like I unironically looked at him and go, you know who needs to write for the Sonic movies? Ken Penders. And he was like, get the out of here. Cool guy, right? He was saying, he's like, if we're going to be in dystopia, can I please have a robot arm? Like, can I at least have cool, like, cybernetic enhancements? Mm-hmm. Like, it's just, everyone's dehydrated. California's on fire for 9 months out of the year. And Amazon has a screaming booth. Nothing cool's happening. I want cool dystopia. I want Mad Max. I want to walk down a road with my dog and a gun. I don't know. It's cool. I mean, Blizzard sucks. No. So maybe it won't.
Yeah, that's what I think. Like the people at Microsoft is like, hey, I think Blizzard and Activision was at the point of like in a conference going, we gotta sell. We just gotta sell.
Well, you sent me another tweet by, I had it here. Hold on. It's by a fellow named Gary Witta, who says, if you think the Xbox Activision was the biggest gaming news story of the week/day, just you wait. I said I think Rockstar is going to get bought.
I think it's a Sony thing. I think with this being possible, I think it's going to be Sony buying a studio.
You think it's going to be Konami?
I could be, but the rumors that of not rumors, but like everybody wants them to buy that they're going to buy Square Enix.
They're going to buy Square?
Yeah.
Oh,
anything's possible
really?
Nowadays. You didn't. I wouldn't expect freaking Blizzard to be bought.
Of all companies, one of the oldest. Like, yeah. Activision, I'm pretty sure, is like the first third-party company.
Yeah.
And is now owned by Microsoft.
Yeah.
It's wild. We live in a wild, 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 wild world, dude.
Wild, wild west, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, dude. You know what I, like, unironically fell into a hole of? This is not, like, in the notes. Like, I didn't have this written down. I don't know why my mind went here. Five Nights at Freddy's lore?
Oh.
I put a video on while I was editing last episode. Get ready, gamers. I'm going to say something in 1 second at the end of the video that's going to clarify everything. Get ready for 9 ads because you're my child audience. I used to like his content.
I did too. Yeah, I used to.
Now I can't stand it. Did you know that Five Nights at Freddy's and Undertale are related? It's fun to punch up. No, I put a video on to edit and it like just came on and I would like check it and be like, huh, neat. And then like go back to editing.
I mean, yeah, as a person who likes lore, like I was deep into the SNAF lore back in the day.
SNAF?
Yeah. That's the abbreviation for Five Nights at Freddy's.
Oh, FNAF.
Yeah, SNAF.
I heard an S. I'm sorry.
But it's interesting. I also like looking up horror game lore almost. Like when it's weird and
yeah.
Like, this is a weird thing and like because it's just like you're in an office looking left and right, but there's like a whole bigger story behind a lot of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't have anything written for this. It was kind of a tangent. So, Kyle, we've been talking about what the show's not about for a while now. You want to get into like the actual meat and potatoes of the show?
Sure.
Cool. I want to get into this lore, but first we got to thank Patreon. Hello. Thank you, Patreon. Thank you to the Patreon. Because of you guys, I continue to do fun stuff. I can pay to have Kyle here and whatnot. This green screen is a lot of fun to mess with. I have things I want to do with the Patreon and move things around. The Discord as well. I know I've been saying this for a while, and it just seems like now these changes are starting to come. But thank you. Starting from the top, we have to thank the OG Noah. Thank you, Noah. After Noah, we have to thank Danny. Thank you, Danny. After Danny is Marcus. Thank you, Marcus. We have a newcomer this week, a 1TP. Welcome, TP. I don't know if you're in the Discord yet or not. Feel free to shoot me a message either here or elsewhere. on Discord. Well, no, you don't have it. Or Twitter. There's links to everything everywhere. Just jump in the Discord. Thank you. Because of you guys, I can continue to do stuff like this, and it's nice to know that somebody cares. Now, Kyle, I don't know why I just defaulted back to you, but I like I do every week, I ask a question. And I asked a question today because I totally didn't forget and how to think of something last minute. And I said, hey, everybody, I'm thinking of a flavor of milk. Kyle, what's your favorite flavor of milk?
Chocolate.
What's your second favorite flavor of milk?
Normal milk.
What's your third favorite flavor of milk?
I guess almond?
I wouldn't consider that a flavor, but I'll give it to you. Almond milk slaps.
Has a different taste to it, so.
You're right. So the answer, I didn't even think of that. I just thought it would be easy because I thought vanilla, chocolate, strawberry. So the answer is strawberry. And box of tomatoes in the Discord. Got it. And if you want to hear any lore whatsoever, make sure you're in the Discord because once a week I'll ask a question, and first person to get the question right gets to pick a lore for the week. And this week's lore is on the Trail of Freedom. Freedom Trail. I switched it up. Again, dyslexic. I'm going to talk about Boston for way longer than I want to. Kyle, what do you know about Boston? How do you feel about the state of the city of Boston?
Never been there.
Yeah, me either. So, the Freedom Trail is I got a new book, guys, is a 3-road red bricked pathway that connects many historic locations together. The first being the Boston Commons, established in 1634, used for a general grazing area, and then became a public park. And it is the U.S.'s oldest public park. And 1,000 redcoats camped out here a year before the Revolutionary War. The second one is the Massachusetts State House, built in 1713. This is the old one. It was a hotbed of ideas, and more or less, this is where the Revolutionary War kind of started. John Adams said the child independence was born in this very location. This old State House is now Good Neighbor, like part of Good Neighbor. It's where Hancock lives. It was the seat of Massachusetts government until 1798 when the new one was built. Now, the old granary, there's a thing with Boston that, like, it's kind of like Townsend, Pennsylvania, that if you looked at Townsend, Pennsylvania, you'd be like, there's no way that's pronounced that way. Where it's like some weird, like, Native American blending of, like, Polish and German Dutch, like that whole mixture, at least the area that we were from, these words that are like 9 syllables long and there's just extra vowels and consonants thrown in everywhere. I think that's why like I have a hard time reading. The old granary burial grounds, many revolutionary heroes were buried here. John Hancock, Paul Revere, Sam Adams, the victims of the Boston Massacre. I do like how these places are still in the game. I have a very hard time believing that they would have survived the early 1700s and then 300 years, a bomb drops, and then like another 200 years. You know what I mean? Like things were built to last back then, but I don't know if they were built to last this long. There's also the State House was built in 1798 that housed the Senate. That's the new State House. There was the old State House that was Hancock's place. And there's the old corner bookstore built in 1718. This one I thought was like the coolest. It was built in 1718, Boston's oldest commercial building. It originally was an apothecary shop. And then in 1828, so like for 100 years was an apothecary, 110 years was an apothecary. And then in 1828 became a bookstore. Hey, Kyle, you there?
I'm here.
Hey, pal, what's an apothecary?
Like a old doctor kind of medicine shop back in the ye old days.
Ooh, Kyle, did you get a little excited when you said that?
It's like almost like a hospital, but like, you know, like herbs and like more like that. Like
now it seems like the type of place that nowadays like some girl with dyed hair
gets your like
Doc
incense.
Martens would shop in. Yeah. There's the I don't know how to say this. I looked up how to say this. This is my point with like, I'm not wicked smart. I'm sorry, Boston, if I'm saying this wrong. The Faneuil Hall, Faneuil Euil. Like I said, I looked it up and don't remember how to pronounce it. Can you look this up for me, Kyle? The Boston accent makes me laugh. I'm just gonna go down to Southie, have a beer, hang out with my boy Donnie, one of the Wahlbergs. What's up?
What am I looking up?
FANEUIL. Yeah, I don't want to see no fucking Derek Jeter coming in my neighborhood. It's just all in the nose. It's, hey, dude, it's wicked fucking dark out. It's like 6 p.m. It's wicked fucking dark.
I'm eating
chowder.
It is a marketplace.
Yeah, how do you say it?
Faneuil
Hall. The Cradle of Liberty, as it is called. Peter Faneuil donated the building to Boston in 1742. Many protests were against the British were held here. British, I'm sorry. I know the UK, there's a lot of love from the UK. I'm sorry, Mr. UK, but it is all love. Sam Adams spoke here, and this is where like the phrase no taxation without representation comes from. Kyle, as I'm saying this, I wanted to ask you a question about how much you remember of Revolutionary War history from school. And as I'm saying this to myself out loud, I realize I know more about the Revolutionary War because of PBS's Liberty Kids.
I mean, I know what I know about the Revolutionary War.
But like from school, because you looked into it, or because of the public broadcasting system?
No, not the public broadcasting system. There's something else I know about it, but also school as well.
Oh.
The Assassin's Creed.
Correct.
But like, dude, Liberty Kids rocked. Then there's it's just stated as Paul Revere House, which sounds like a super mutant trying to be like, Paul Revere House. Built in 1680. This building was built in 1680.
I mean, you were there. So.
I still wasn't born for another 90 years. Built in 1680 and was bought in 1770 by Paul Revere. The house was 110 years old when he bought it. This house didn't have plumbing until 40 years ago.
Was it wearing diapers the whole time?
Who?
The house.
Was the house wearing diapers?
Yeah.
Dude, it depends. It was bought in 1770 by Paul Revere, and he and his 16 children lived there until 1800. Now, Kyle, you know what the birth rate was in this time?
No.
Very low. I didn't look it up, but imagine having 16 children. Imagine having 16 children in a time where doctors didn't know to wash their hands. Imagine having 16 children in a time where we had slavery, in a time where, like, dinner was hot water with old bread in it. Imagine having 60. I can't imagine having 1 children now. Wild. 16 children. There's also the Old North Church, built in 1723. It's the oldest church in Boston. That's kind of cool. Paul Revere put the lantern in the steeple to warn if the redcoats, the British, again, you know I love you guys.
You know what you did.
But we fucked up your tea, and I'm really sorry about it. This is also the railroad's HQ at this point. At the end of the Freedom Trail, the Trail of Freedom, you have to put in the code, which to get into the railroad base is the railroad. So, thanks, Emil. Kyle, what's your password?
So what?
What is it?
1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, see, imagine having a super secret base that like everybody wants to kill you in the city, and it's like, I'm looking to get into the railroad. See, oh, you said it. Welcome. Okay. You could have made it like something a little different. Just some quick stuff directly off the wiki. Freedom Trail is an unmarked location within Fallout 4. Freedom Trail, this is a little behind the scenes, again off the wiki. Freedom Trail is based off the real-world location of the Freedom Trail, a 2.5 mile long, or 4 kilometer, brick path that passes by 16 locations that are significant to the history of the United States of America. So, I talked about Boston for a long time. Kyle, how are you?
I'm good.
Oh, hold on. Before you answer that, Do you have anything you want to say on them? On the Freedom Trail?
Nah, you're good.
What's up?
You said nah, you're good.
That's lore. Papa.
Yes.
Anything you want to talk about? We kind of hit the brunt of everything in the beginning. And like I said, these episodes will be shorter while I figure out what this is and how I'm reformatting everything. Anything you want to talk about? Anything you got to say? You want to plug anything?
No.
You working on any projects? Dungeons and or Dragons? I'm going to cut most of this out, don't worry.
Did you see that the Halo servers went offline?
Oh.
360 all 360 Halo servers went off.
I want to get a moment of silence real quick. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Halo 3 was a very big game for me, Kyle. I know it was for you too, so was Reach. Wow.
The map went dark. The little world map.
Really?
Yeah.
That sucks. That really sucks. Do you feel old? Do you feel like you're getting older?
No. Time is irrelevant.
See, I don't feel like I'm getting older, but the other day I went to a tattoo shop with a friend, and I was saying, like, oh, I think I want to get a septum piercing. And then the next words out of my mouth were, I don't know, I think I'm just getting too old. And I was like, whoa. And, like, I don't feel old because, you know, I was born...
500, like, 1,000.
Yeah. Like, in the Ottoman Empire. Like, I was there. Like,
You were born when the world was born.
I was there for Mesopotamia. Like, I was there, dude. Like, yeah. I was the 13th apostle. I'm very old. But, like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. I think I want to get it. What do you call it? I think I want to get a tattoo of the Tunnel Snakes outfit icon of, like, the Pip-Boy with the pompadour. I put it in the Discord. So go to the Discord and look. I don't know where it'll be, but I'm thinking about getting it on my arm. I do want a Fallout tattoo. For the longest time on my forearm, I wanted the Vault Boy head winking. But I really like the Tunnel Snake one. I don't know. I don't really have much else to say. Other than, if you like the show and you like the intro music, it's by Shane Ivers. You can get it at silvermansounds.com/free music, where you can find a bunch of heaters, but also Feather Duster, our theme song. In the description below, there's a link to our Discord, which I've talked about enough. There's a link to my Twitter, Kyle's Twitter, the show's Twitter, the Patreon. Again, thank you to you guys for supporting. There's also a link in the description to the Redbubble, where you can buy a shirt or a design and support a little extra. Thank you for being here. I hope you're well. I hope you're happy. I hope you and your friends did something that was creative and fulfilling, and I hope that it put a smile on your face. Say hi to your sister for me, will ya? All right, everybody. Say goodbye. Kyle.
Goodbye. I'm waving, but you can't see it.
I'm waving and you can see it. Bye, everybody. See you next week. Atomic Radio Hour Podcast. A Ghoulman Entertainment production.